Sup everyone, this is Draco Evolve back yet again with some latest Manchester United transfer news today. And as you guys can see at the bottom, there should be a bar coming up which shows you which segments I'll be talking about at what time. Feel free to skip around, although I do hope you stick around for the whole video, including your comment section. I was glad and happy to see some of faces coming in and commenting on my last upload, and as always, you guys know by now I do read out the comments live on those videos and have a bit of a discussion around it. But before we get started, well, let's get started. We're going to start off with the thumbnail new. TIMO Werner to Man United. TIMO Werner to Manchester United. Could be on. It could be on. Apparently, Liverpool have pulled out of the race for TIMO Werner. This is according to the Daily Mirror. I'm going to read it out to you guys. Liverpool have pulled out of the race to sign RB Leipzig striker TIMO Werner this summer, claims the Daily Mirror. There is a £15 million release clause active in current Leipzig's deal this summer, and the German international has reportedly made it clear he wants to join Liverpool. Interest from Manchester United, Chelsea and Bayern have been knocked back by the Leipzig star in order to secure a move to Anfield. However, the pandemic has thrown his future into doubt, with Liverpool refusing to pay anything more than £30 million for the 24-year-old. Liverpool predict severe financial implications as a result of COVID-19 and are even prepared to let Werner join one of their rivals this summer. Jurgen Klopp's side are willing to go through the summer without making any significant signings, but believe it will put them in a stronger financial position in the future. With Liverpool no longer in the race to sign Werner, it leaves United and Chelsea with a chance to prize the Bundesliga striker from Leipzig. However, Werner could end up staying at Leipzig for another season before trying to engineer a move to Liverpool next year. So this is the latest on TIMO Werner transfer news. Now, according to this article, Liverpool are kind of facing a bit of a financial situation, as like with most clubs, and I've said it before, Manchester United are in a very strong position financially. I do believe that, and therefore are not willing to pay more than £30 million for TIMO Werner. However, TIMO Werner reportedly wants to go to Liverpool, and he will end up rejecting advances from the likes of Manchester United in a favour to move to Liverpool, potentially, staying in Leipzig for another year. Look, I'm a fan of TIMO Werner. We've talked about it a few times. He's young still. He can play on the left side and the forward position. As you can see, he's played overall matches. These stats you can see I put up deliberately. 27 games and scoring 24 goals, which is a fantastic return, regardless of what league you are in. And look, he's a German international. He's got bags of experience. At the age of 24, he comes almost like a full package, right? The problem I have with him is that if the reports are to be true and he's got his mindset on moving to Liverpool, there's no point bringing in a player whose heart is somewhere else, especially to a rival, right? The only reason he'll come to you is because he'll either move over in a couple of seasons time to where he wants to go, throw in a fit, or move in for a lot of money. Now, the culture that we're trying to build at United is definitely not that. We want to build players, or bring in players at United with Solskjaer's philosophy, the new philosophy that is more around giving it all for Manchester United, breathing Manchester United, having on the field performances consistently week in, week out, dedication, work rate and commitment. These are types of characteristics that Solskjaer is definitely looking for in signing players. Yes, TIMO Werner is a fantastic player, but if he's got his mindset on someone like Liverpool, and he could use as a potential tool for in the next couple of years, then I think we should be very careful on how we sign him. Yes, we do need a striker. Of course, we do need a striker, and I would love to have someone like TIMO Werner. But I do believe there will be other options out there for that price. Certainly, he's got a £50 million release clause. That is, I'm sure there are certainly other strikers out there that is going to cost you less, but probably mentally it's going to be a bit more suited to Manchester United. But that's the latest on Timo Werner. I think there will be a lot more development over the coming weeks. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Talking about your thoughts in the comments below. As you guys know, I got a comment section. My last video was around Jadon Sancho. Thank you so much for everyone for getting involved. But Hans Holtz, one of my bros, is a very good guy. It's in regards to Jadon Sancho. He says Sancho is a very, very good player, but he tends to be a little too personal and greedy for my taste. If not apart from his small defect for me, he remains one of the best at his post in all of Europe. So thank you, Hans Holt, for the comment. To be frank, I haven't seen that side of Jadon Sancho yet in terms of his personality and his greed. As a forward, I do believe an element of greed is needed. You look at some of the greatest goal scorers ever to grace the game. They were all pretty much greedy. It's all about them getting goals. However, Sancho is not a striker, he's a winger. So primarily you want him doing a lot more assist and scoring goals. Now, if he is too greedy, then maybe that is something that we can work on with him. He's still young, he can still develop. And I do believe that he has a great future ahead of him. And you're absolutely right, he's one of the best in his position in the world. And a fantastic signing for Manchester United if they end up pulling in Jadon Sancho regardless. But that's the comment. Thank you so much. As always, guys, get everyone please get involved. Let's have a look at, let's get some comments discussion running so I can get them up in my next video. Moving on to the next bit, Manchester United have the upper hand on Eduardo Camavinga. This is according to reports, so I'm going to read you out this article. Manchester United now believe they are leading the race to sign Rennes youngster Eduardo Camavinga. According to reports, the 17-year-old has taken League One by storm at such a young age, making 36 appearances for Rennes in all competitions in central midfield this season. Manchester United have previously been linked with Camavinga this season, with a quip saying that at the time that obviously the Premier League club were part of the chasing packing hunt for the Camavinga's signature, with Atletico Madrid and Barcelona also mentioned. And now the Metro claims that Manchester United believe they have the upper hand, as they are willing to loan the teenager back to the League One club for a further 12 months, with Real Madrid also interested in Camavinga. The Red Devils have made more than a dozen checks on the midfielder in the last 12 months, with United head of global scouting Marcel Bout making a personal check on teenager. Man United think they must pounce now for Camavinga while Europe football is in flux, with the Premier League outfit confident Rennes will cash in this summer because of the 17-year-old only having 2 years left in his contract. A source told Metro that Rennes wants silly money for the France under-21 international, with a fee of around £60 million rumoured. United, however, are unwilling to pay and believe a deal of around £25 million is realistic for the Real Madrid target. Let me just put it this way, yeah? Let me just put it straight away this way, guys. I'm a huge fan of this guy. For those of you that watch my Football Manager 2020 live streams, you know how much I admire him. Fantastic talent, almost like a complete midfielder already. 17 years of age, still can develop. Got a bit of arrogance in him as well, which is fantastic to see. Look, according to this article, Manchester United are in pole position because Rennes might have to cash in on him. At the age of 17, playing in central midfield at a top flight league, it is unheard of. You know, a central midfielder that young. You hear of strikers doing it at that age, but midfield is more of a harder position to get in and stay in my opinion, especially at the young age. But he's been doing that all the way through the season. £60 million is a lot of money, but if you look at it across, say, a 17-year-old, £60 million, you can have him for 10-15 years. That is a great investment. But according to this report, United believe the deal of around £25 million is sufficient enough, because he does have two years left in his contract. Rennes will need to cash in at one point. They're not in the best of financial positions like most other clubs across the world. For me, I will be extremely delighted and extremely happy if we can sign someone like Eduardo Camavinga. I think signing the likes of Eduardo Camavinga along with say Jude Bellingham and having James Garner come in, that you can have a midfield three of, and Mejbri as well in the youth. You have a very youth looking midfield. You're set for a long time. The only problem I have is he's the type of player that will probably end up at Real Madrid at some point, or Barcelona, right? You know, at 17 years of age, him moving over to Manchester United, he can stay for 4 or 5 years and then decide to move to his boyhood or dream club, Real Madrid, just like how Ronaldo did, right? That is my only problem with signing these foreign youngsters, the great youngsters, the wonder kids on the foreign land, because they always have their eyes set on clubs like Real Madrid or Barcelona from a young age. Regardless, they could use any clubs as a stepping stone to get to where they actually want to go to. I think there will be a lot of competition for this guy. He's been watched by, according to this report, by loads of scouts of Manchester United, including a head scout. It'll be very interesting. I'm just gonna have a look at his stats quickly. He can play a DM and a CM position. However, he's not a specialist defensive midfielder. But as you can see, for a 17-year-old, he played 36 times, scoring 1 goal 2 times, and assisting 2 times. Now, 36 times as a 17-year-old in a midfield position at a top flight is unheard of. He's got bags of experience already. Again, as I said, I'm a huge fan of him, and I would love to see Manchester United snap him up. Probably not for £60 million initially, but yeah, some sort of deal I'm sure we can make. But that's the latest on Eduardo Camavinga. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Next up is Manchester want 2 wonder kids deals done. This is according to the Evening Standard. It could be a big summer for Manchester United despite the financial implications of COVID-19. The Red Devils want 2 wonder kids deals done, and they already own one of them, with the club seeking to tie Angel Gomez to a contract extension as the playmaker considers moving on for a free. The other is Jude Bellingham, who United are confident of signing from Birmingham for £30 million. James Robson writes that United view both as generational talents and are looking to build around them for the future, but time will tell whether either of them are at Old Trafford next season. Look, Jude Bellingham, just like Eduardo Camavinga, is 2 of the best central midfielders up and coming in the world right now. Yes, signing Jude Bellingham does fit our philosophy very well. He's British, he's young, he's in the league, he's already knows the country. Fair play. That's what Ole Gunnar wants. Solskjaer wants. Obviously, Jude Bellingham did visit Old Trafford not long ago. It's been confirmed that he visited Old Trafford, not to negotiate, but to have a look around. It was rumored that Sir Alex Ferguson met with him personally. So maybe he could have his mindset changed, that he might want to move to United. United do want to tie down Jude Bellingham, a generational talent, and I do agree with that. Jude Bellingham is a fantastic talent coming up. But let's see how this story develops. Angel Gomez, I believe there's rumors going around that he's signed a contract already. Obviously, his contract is due to expire very soon. I think it's due to expire on June, really. And United are desperate to get him signed up in a contract because they do believe he's also a generational talent. Personally, for me, I haven't seen enough of Angel Gomez. I haven't seen him enough of in terms of wow factor. He has played a lot of first team games, especially in the Europa League. He hasn't really taken his chance, if you know what I mean. But maybe signing that contract will help him focus more on football rather than thinking of what's my next move during games. Maybe. But let's see how that news develops around that. Last but not least, it is Paul Pogba and Real Madrid. So this is according to Football 365, right in the article. So according to reports, Real Madrid are preparing to offer up to 4 midfielders or 4 players for midfielder Paul Pogba. Obviously, Paul Pogba has not made it any secret that he wants to move to Real Madrid, or his age via his agent or whatever. But Manchester United maintain that he is not for sale. They're willing to sacrifice. The 4 players in question is Martin Odegaard, James Rodriguez, Lucas Vazquez, and Brahim Diaz. You know what? All of them are washed up players, right? James Rodriguez is gone. Lucas Vazquez, big part player. Brahim Diaz, never even heard of him. And Martin Odegaard, what a talent he was, destroyed his talent by going to Real Madrid for the money. He earns £80,000 a week at the age of 16. So how much money will he demand coming to Manchester United? It's not about Paul Pogba going the other way. You have to still negotiate the fees for or the wages for these particular players, right? Any of these players, 4 players, Manchester United should knock back. These are not ideal for us. I would rather not have any of them and just sell Pogba up straight. Although I will not sell Pogba at the moment. I will keep him for the rest of the season, see how he does, see how we get on. He's a fantastic talent. I think he's going to link up very well with Bruno Fernandes. I'm sure you guys have seen the post that I've done on my tweet and my community tab on my YouTube, where Pogba and Bruno Fernandes are training together. So do go and have a look at that. But that's the latest for Manchester United's news in regards to Paul Pogba, and that is the latest in everything in regards to transfer speculation or transfer news now. Manchester United. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you think about these transfers. Do get involved. As always, guys, stay safe out there and stay Farafari.